Let's put ourselves into Wuji stance. Actually, right at the start of practice today, you might remember Wuji is the word for nothingness, the void. And you can think of the void as darkness, as a negative, but in the Tao, space is the starting point that you want to get to. So instead of trying to learn things and add things, you let things go. So you're trying to find this sense of emptiness. And emptiness is the greatest of all possible places to be, because with emptiness comes infinite possibility. This is how we create joy in the space that we have. If we're too full, too cluttered, we tend to find it really hard to be happy, to feel settled, to feel content. So we use practice to drop away. So to get into this physical place of nothingness, how do we do that? Let's start just by grounding down through our feet. As you know, I love to lift my toes up and just feel them come back to the ground one by one. I remember when I used to think it was physically impossible to separate your toes with your mind, to move your toes as you would your fingers one by one, but the more you practice, the more you can do this. Once your toes find the ground, you might like to just press through each toe and just explore the bottom of your foot. Roll from the ball of the foot to the heel, and keeping everything in contact with the ground, just shift your weight from side to side. Just this sense of upper body being light and lower body being heavy. We embrace the yin and yang, this constant journey between high and low, good and bad, fast and slow, hot and cold, where all our journey is not to be one or the other. Our journey is just to find balance, to come into the middle. Okay, let's see if we can order the rest of our body a little bit. We might start to just draw our elbows closer to the rib cage. We might feel our solar plexus in our chest just rising just a little. Our shoulders move away from the ears, heavy. We're not pulling them back, but we're just allowing them to be heavy. And our arms are just a little out, aside from the side of the body. Fingers slightly apart, hanging down. You might tuck the chin in a little, maybe even with your fingers, just push in the bottom of your chin and feel this sense of long neck. It's quite an unusual feeling, but this is where you want to be for your body to support the weight of your head. Just showing your body this sense of alignment. With our tailbone, we'll tuck it under a little, just tilt the pelvic bone. And as you do that, you might find your knees just micro bend a millimeter or two. The back of your knees are soft. Weight is heavy in the heels. You might feel that sense of spine being long, right from the base of the spine all the way up through the middle of the shoulders, the back of the neck. You might remember the acupressure point at the top of your head is the Bach Wei point, just behind the very crown of your head, kind of where that hair swell happens. I think there's a name for the hair swell. I never remember it. Do you remember? No. And you lift up your head. So crown of the head is reaching up. Shoulders stay heavy. Whole body heavy in the heels. Once you're in this stance that we call Wuji, or nothingness, you want to find these two main things. You want to feel alert without being tense, and you want to feel relaxed without being sleepy. So you might just scan through the body and see if you can feel into these two sensations: alertness without tension, relaxation without dullness. And once you feel settled, you feel like you might be moving on this path towards Wuji, come to your breath, feel the belly expand. Maybe get a sense for the rhythm of the breath. You might like to invite just the teeniest hint of a smile to the corners of the mouth. Just relaxing every muscle in the face. It's very common in Qigong for people to spend a long time in static meditations. We've done the Zanzhuang meditation, where your arms are in front of the body, kind of like you're holding a tree. We've done the sleeping tiger, static pose, where you're lying in kind of an inverse tabletop on the ground. Today, let's just spend a few minutes in this Wuji stance. You might like to just, every time a thought comes in, every time your mind takes you backwards or leaps into the future, planning your day, you might just like to draw your attention back to the next breath. Just feel the next breath coming in and then let it go. You might breathe through the nose. Just give each breath all the time it needs. Focusing your attention on this mid part of our body, our belly, our center of gravity. Chinese medicine, it's where we hold our essential energy, our life force. You might think of it as our willpower or our initiative. So often we can get stuck in anger or frustration, especially living in a town where we're in lockdown and we don't have the freedoms to work and live as we would like to see our friends and family as we would like to. So you might just like to follow each breath, inviting in new learning, new beginnings, new energy with each breath. And then let it go. Each breath is just a swinging door. A door of experience that we invite in, knowing nothing is static, everything is always changing. So what can we notice about this day today? Where will we take our attention to? If your mind still feels busy, that's okay. Without any judgment today, we will just practice, see if we can get our energy flowing in the right direction. Maybe some part of our body that feels a little stuck or sore will become freer, will start to move again. Let's take our palms forward. We're going to take a breath in and inhale and lift up, reach up. When we reach the top of the breath, turn the palms side out, sink down through the heels. You might feel that energy moving down the body. Next breath coming in, lift up. And side out. One more time, inhaling, lifting. Let's start today's practice just tapping across our chest. You can use knuckles or fingers. You might like to pat with the flat part of the hands. Just across the top of the chest, the middle of the chest. Notice places of tightness or tension. Bring your attention to those parts of the body. Let's trace down the inside of one arm. And again, you might like to pat or turn the arm over, come back up the outside. This is the letting go part of the body, our large intestine meridian. Whatever it feels like we're holding on to, whatever repetitive thoughts we have, just might feel like we're letting them go, sighing them out. Let's come over to the other side of the body, open out. Trace the arm again. We're tracing our heart and lung meridians as we move down the inside of the arm. To the yin meridians in the upper part of the body. And they're both relating to this idea of stillness, of allowing and accepting life as it is. Let's come down the middle of the body, and then we'll take the hands around to the back. You might like to just rub around the kidneys, the adrenals, either side of the base of the spine. You might like to slap down the outside of the hips, the glutes, the outside of the legs. And once you take your head below your heart, just let it hang there. Let's stay here for a little moment. Take another breath, side out. You might like to rub around the ankles. And slowly come back up the inside of the legs. You might pat along the inside line. This is our liver, kidney, spleen meridians. And we'll come up to stand. Let's take our arms wide and just allow ourselves to twist through mid part of our spine, our thoracic spine. Hips stay facing forward. Just allow shoulder to come forward and then behind. You might find your neck just moving in line with your torso. Just make sure there's no tension as you just allow the arms to move in rhythm from side to side, maybe knocking against the back, knocking against the side of the body. And we'll slowly come back to stillness. Just take a moment to notice how the body feels right now. We're going to start today's practice with a couple of wood element forms. And wood element, you might remember, is this sense of frustration that we feel held within our body's nervous system, and pretty easy to become frustrated in lockdown. So we use these forms just to see if we can find this sense of tension in our body. So we'll start with a tiger form. Bring both fingers or both hands into kind of a claw shape. Tense all the fingers, and you might notice as you do this that all the muscles across the chest and the arms all engage. We draw our attention to this tension, this stress in our body. And then just take them down. We're going to start inhaling, knuckles together, palm, back of the palms together. Inhale to lift up. And then we turn to the right, take one claw hand in front, one behind, side out. Come back to the center. Inhale, lift up. And then we claw to the other side. So we're twisting through our thoracic spine again. Inhaling to lift up. And then exhaling. Find your tiger claw if you can. Find that sense of tension in the body. And then let it go as you sigh out. And we'll just move from side to side. Find a rhythm with your own breath. Noticing if there's any tension in your teeth or your jaw. Neck stays long. Sighing out as the hands come down. One more time. And we'll meet back in the center. Let's take one palm over the belly, wrap the other palm over. Right back into stillness. You might say, I am home. I am here. Whatever words connect with you. Just invite your attention back into the body. With your next breath, you might say, I am healing. Maybe I am clear. All right, let's slowly step our right foot behind the body and turn the foot in so that heel is at the back, toes are at 45 degrees. We're going to inhale to draw the hands just back behind, leaning into the back leg, and then turn the palms, little fingers come together as we reach forward. Inhale to draw back. Exhale, turn and reach forward, an offering. Find your rhythm here. This is usually called the monkey presenting fruit. Feel like the chest is opening as you draw back. And then as you sigh out, little fingers, the ends of our heart meridian come together. We offer out. Gesture of kindness and generosity. Now we just shift our weight from the back leg to the front. You might remember that quite often when we're stuck in our wood element, when we're stuck in this feeling of impatience or anger, we keep looking for an answer. We keep replaying situations. We keep looking for advice. We keep talking and going over and over the thing that we feel is the problem. We keep thinking we've got it wrong, that somehow, someday we will wake up and the problem will be gone or solved, or somebody will tell us the magic advice. But in Chinese medicine and in Qigong, all of the noise relevant to anger and frustration doesn't find an answer, it just perpetuates it. Whatever we resist persists for us. Whatever we turn to helps us open and shifts in us. So you might just like to embrace this sense of opening and generosity and kindness. These are the ways we bring our wood element back into balance. Not by finding answers, not by getting great advice, just by opening the heart. Let's step the back leg in. We'll just switch straight to the other side. Inhale to draw the hands back. Exhale, come forward. Take your time. Find the rhythm with your own breath. If you still feel too busy in the mind, just bring attention back to the feet. Find all four corners of the feet. Allow your shoulders to be heavy. Chest to be open. And we'll step the back leg forward. Just bring hands onto the belly again. Wrap one hand over the other. We might stay in our wood element and do a few more forms. Let's step back our right leg this time. So this time we're going to combine a wood element form with our metal element, our lung and large intestine. We draw energy into the body, into the heart, into the lungs, and then we turn the palms out as we come forward. Little fingers come together again. Inhale, draw energy in. Exhale. Find the rhythm moving from forward to back. Big breath in and then sigh out as we come forward. Open heart, open chest, open lungs. Let's step the right leg back into together and we'll step left behind. Turn the toes to the side. Inhale. And side out. One more time. And let's step the back leg forward. Bring the hands back onto the belly. Let's move into a form now where we'll just see if we can explore the energy within our body with simple movements. This is another for the wood element. We're going to trace our gallbladder meridian up the outside of our leg, runs past the hip, past the shoulders, all these places where we often hold tension in the body. Let's start. Just bring our arms down by the side of the body. We're going to inhale to curl our hands up towards the heart. Take a breath in. Turn the hands out and push out. Inhale back into the body. And then we'll turn our hands and push wide as we sigh out, press to both sides. Inhale back in. And then we push up, pressing down through the feet as we do. Let's draw the hands down. Inhale to the heart. And then side out, keep going, press through the hands all the way down. Allow the head to be heavy. Empty out the lungs. We'll turn at our waist, trace up the outside of the legs with both hands. Inhale as you lift up, all the way up the side of the body. Bring just above the head, fingers pointing down, big breath in, and then sigh out. Take the arms down to the side. All right, inhale, draw energy in. Turn the palms, push out. Inhale, back into the heart. And we exhale to push out both sides. Inhale into the body. Turn the palms up, press up, pushing down with the toes. Inhale back to the heart. And then side out, keep going, bend the knees, come down all the way, empty out. This time, turn at the waist to the left side. Draw up the outside of the leg. Big inhale as you rise up. Turn back to the front, fingers pointing down towards the head, and then we sigh out. All right, Find your own rhythm here. Inhale. Exhale, push out. Inhale, back to the heart. Exhale, out to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Drawing energy back in. And then sighing out. We turn and take the hands across the earth, lifting up side of the body. Trace the gallbladder meridian. Big breath in. We turn back to the front and we sigh out. Inhale. Exhale. Might feel like your arms are just like a big extension of your own lungs. Or maybe like the tree, you're moving in all directions. Get confused with the breath. Generally, always a Qigong. You breathe in as you draw energy, hands towards the heart. You breathe out as you push away. All right, let's do one more each side. When you finish your sequence, just bring palms back to the belly. As always, you might just like to remind yourself, this is my goal. This is my destination. We slowly start to show our body that all the energy we expend all day doesn't always mean greater results. So often our energy is just our habit energy. Always chasing after something, always feeling like we're not quite getting there. So we show our body, our nervous system, this template of stillness, of space, of room, infinite possibility, emptiness. Let's take our arms down by the side of the body. Let's inhale to lift up, arms wide and high, reach up and side up. And see the arms come up this time, light as a feather. And let it go, sink heavy. One more time, lift up, maybe take a little flight. And side out. Let's bring our palms together, create a little bit of heat in the body. You might like to bring the hands to the face and just seal in learnings of the mat today. Maybe make a small intention to take this energy of stillness into whatever we do next. Whenever our mind is still, it's when we're our most creative, most likely to have the space to come up with a solution. Let's bring our palms together and we'll bow and acknowledge shared energy of practicing together today.